Some 70s rock songs didn't just climb the charts. They got banned, blacklisted, or bleeped. A protest chorus that rattled a government. A punk single the BBC wouldn't touch. A classic resung just to dodge a brand name. Tonight, we count the 15 tracks censorship couldn't kill. This is Elton at full throttle. Piano pounding, horns punching, chorus made to be yelled from the cheap seats. Written with Bernie Taupin and cut at Caribou Ranch, it's basically Elton's comeback swagger set to hard rock muscle. The Tower of Power horn section blasts through the mix, and Lenny Pickett rips the sax line like a siren. What made it dangerous in 1974 wasn't politics or profanity in context. It was the title. A number of US radio stations wouldn't touch a record that said bitch right up front. By late 1976, Billboard was quoting a New York program director saying flat out they wouldn't play it, no matter how popular they get. Even Elton joked later that some American stations were more puritanical than others. That push-pull only added heat. The single still hit US number 4 and Canada number 1. Did the controversy sell more records? Probably. Question: when you first heard this, did the title make you lean in, or did the riff do all the convincing?
Hey, Rocklore community. Before we continue, let's have a real talk for a second, bro. You know, this isn't just a channel to us. And I hope it's not just a place you come to watch a video and then forget about it. This is a community. It's a place where we get to dig up the secrets of rock and roll, share our favorite riffs, and celebrate the artists who maybe didn't get the love they deserved. Right now, only about 1% of our viewers are subscribed. We can change that together and grow this community. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button with the notification bell on. When you do, you're not just helping a channel grow, you're becoming a member of the Rocklore family. You're signaling to us and to YouTube that these stories matter, that this music is worth preserving, and that this community is a place you want to be. Subscribing is your way of making sure you're always in the loop. It means you'll be the first to know when we unearth a forgotten legend, drop a new countdown, or dive into a piece of rock history you've never heard before. So if you're a true fan of the lore, if you get that same feeling of discovery that I do, then come join us. It takes 1 second to be a part of something bigger.
Can't stand losing you. I can't stand losing you. Stand losing, I can't stand losing, I can't.
A sharp reggae rock groove about a teenager's dark spiral. Melody bright, subject matter bleak.
I can't stand losing, I can't stand losing.
The shock wasn't just in the lyric, it was on the sleeve. Stuart Copeland on a block of ice with a noose around his neck, waiting for the ice to melt. The BBC balked, and the single drew a band tied to that cover.
All it's suicide, but I'm too full to swallow my pride.
The song stalled at first, then roared back on reissue in 1979 to reach UK number 2, proof that Forbidden can become free promo. Question: do you hear this as edgy gallows humor or a serious warning dressed in pop clothing? Paul Weller wrote a snarling mission statement for the mod revival, all elbows and attitude.
This is a modern world, we don't need no one to tell us what to do. It's somewhere I want.
On the LP he spits, "I don't give two fucks about your review." But the single recut swaps it for "I don't give a damn," the price of getting a fighting mad track onto daytime radio.
Don't have to explain myself to you. I don't give a damn about you.
Even cleaned up, it still cracked the UK top 40 and carried the jam from club heroes to a national flashpoint. Question: would the original uncut line have helped or hurt its chances today? A campy, clever sprint from jazz, bicycle bell solos, key changes, and Freddie Mercury turning cheek into theater.
Ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle races. Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle.
The uproar came with the visuals. Queen filmed a race of nude models at Wimbledon Greyhound Stadium for the promo. The video was edited or banned in several countries, and package art was altered market by market.
Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want a bicycle.
In the US, their label even kept the fold-out poster out of the LP to avoid upsetting retailers. Fans had to send a coupon to get it. It's the perfect 70s clash. Pop spectacle versus broadcast standards. Question: does the song work for you without the scandal? Or did the scandal make the song impossible to forget? 2 minutes of nitro, hook after hook. Pete Shelley sprinting over machine gun drums. The BBC banned it outright for the title and sexual frankness, but the punk scene adopted it as a banner anyway. Even the sleeve was a shock. A Linder Sterling collage of a nude female torso with an iron for a head and grinning mouths for nipples. Punk feminism you could not ignore. What the band did was freeze the track as legend. Not a chart monster, but a record you passed hand to hand because radio wouldn't. Question: if you grew up on pop radio, what was the first band song you found through friends instead of airplay?
Just looking at the pictures. Well, there goes another one just lying down on the sand.
A prowling bass line, a leering narrator, and a lyric sheet that crashed headfirst into British broadcast standards. Peaches walked the line between satire and sleaze, but the BBC didn't bother with nuance. They pulled it for indecency.
All the skirts, laughing up the sun, grab me up.
A tamer radio version circulated with keywords changed or bleeped, yet everyone knew what the original said.
I can think of a lot worse places to be. Like waiting around in London, hoping to get...
The controversy didn't kill it. The single still became a UK hit, which only proves that scandal can be excellent marketing in the punk era. Question: do you hear Peaches as social mockery, or just shameless provocation that happened to slap?
Hero is something to be. A working class hero is something.
Just voice and acoustic guitar, but it feels like a live wire. Lennon's plain-spoken fury includes 2 F-bombs, enough for some US stations to ban it outright.
Hero is something to be.
In Washington, D.C., an FCC complaint even followed a broadcast. In Boston, WBCN wouldn't play it. And in Australia, the album shipped with the expletives removed and the printed lyrics censored.
Free. But you're still fucking pet.
The song's power is how naked it sounds. No gloss, no filter, just a class critique that stings more because it isn't prettied up. Question: does the profanity make the message stronger, or would the song hit just as hard without it? A stadium-sized snarl with a chorus that actually says it. Who the fuck are you? On the American single, the line was swapped to Who the hell are you? So programmers could blast it without panic. But fans know the album cuts bite, and so do censors. The irony is perfect. A song about demanding answers gets muffled by radio decorum, then becomes a classic anyway. Power chords, Keith Moon in overdrive, and a hook too big to bleep out of existence. Question: when this hits the chorus, do you need the uncensored punch for it to feel right? This video is sponsored by the Lore Store on Amazon, your one-stop shop for music lovers across reggae, rock, pop, and hip-hop. We built it for real listeners who don't want to dig through 1,000 listings to find the right gear. Inside the Lore Store, you'll find 5 aisles. VIP, top, battle-tested essentials. Headphones, turntables, speakers, gig-safe earplugs, smart speakers. Reggae vibe, roots and lovers. Rock made easy, automatic decks, warm bookshelf speakers, vinyl care. Rock lore, classic rock must-haves. Open back cans, simple amps, living room concert vibes. Pop lore, feel-good everyday setups, clean, clear speakers, easy streaming, nostalgia-friendly picks. Hip-hop must-haves, punchy bass without the muddle, closed-back headphones and living room systems that handle low-end, plus a rotating crate of old album vinyl if you're rebuilding a 60s-90s collection. Every product page tells you who it's for, 3 pros, 1 con, and why we picked it. So you can choose with confidence. Flying soon? Check. VIP for noise canceling that tames plane roar. Mostly listening at home? Try open-back headphones that let live albums breathe. Want instant gratification vinyl? Our fully automatic turntable is 1 button from silence to music, and the record cleaning kit knocks down crackle so the bass tightens up. Headed to shows? Grab high-fidelity earplugs. Hands-free at home? Our smart speaker picks let you say, play 70s reggae or classic pop, and you're there. Deal alert! If you use the link in the description, you'll land on our curated picks with current best available Amazon pricing and active discounts where applicable. Prices change, so buy now to lock in today's deal. Tap the link in the description, pick your aisle, grab a favorite, and tell me which category you want me to build next. The Lore Store. Listen better, with gear that gets out of the way and lets the music live.
Said she was good as gold, and he can see no reasons 'cause there are no.
A chilling true story turned into a stately piano ballad.
The whole day down. Oh, tell me why I don't like Mondays. Tell me.
It dominated 1979 UK radio, then years later ran into a different kind of wall. During the 1991 Gulf War, the BBC circulated a list of songs to avoid or think carefully about scheduling, and this title, with its grim school shooting origin, was among them.
And now the playing stopped in the playground now. She wants.
The song didn't change. The world did. That's the strange afterlife of pop. Context can recensor a hit you thought was settled history. Question: is it right for broadcasters to sideline older songs during crises, or should history be played uncut? A Chuck Berry-charged rocker with a title everyone knew but couldn't print, Starfund R. Even retitled on the sleeve, the BBC banned it for obscene lyrics, and the uproar only burnished its outlaw shine. It's Jagger at his most needling and impolite, a reminder that the Stones' danger wasn't just image, it was in the grooves. If you wanted a clean, respectable Rolling Stones, this wasn't your track, nor was it meant to be. Question: do you think the band turned Star into deeper cult legend, or would it be just as notorious on its own? A sly story song that turns a Soho night into a sing-along, Lola rides a chiming riff and Ray Davies' wink and nod vocal. The band had a hit on their hands, but the BBC had a rule: no brand names in lyrics. Coca-Cola tripped the wire. Davies famously flew back mid-tour to recut the line as Cherry Cola, just so radio would spin it. That single word swap didn't dull the edge. If anything, it highlighted how powerful airplay gatekeepers were in 1970, and how cleverly artists learned to swerve around them.
Girls will be boys and boys will be girls.
The song still climbed the charts and outlived the rulebook, becoming one of the Kinks' most enduring anthems. Question: do you think the quick edit helped Lola last longer? Or did the BBC's rule just make the song feel more rebellious? In the weeks after Bloody Sunday, Paul McCartney didn't write a metaphor. He wrote a headline. Wings cut a blunt protest single and released it fast. The BBC banned it across radio and TV almost immediately, framing it as too political for broadcast. That ban turned the record into contraband curiosity. People argued about the message, the timing, and whether pop stars should take sides. But the track did what protest music is supposed to do: force a conversation, carry a point of view, and put stakes on the line. It's a snapshot of a moment when a Beatle used his platform and the establishment pushed back, hard. Question: should broadcasters block overtly political singles, or does that censorship give them even more power? A debut single with a title taken from Albert Camus' The Stranger was never going to slip by unnoticed. Robert Smith wrote from the book's perspective, but context and perception are fickle. Misreadings followed the band for years, and during the 1991 Gulf War, the BBC put the song on a "Don't Play," avoid list, worried about how it would be received. The Cure kept stressing the literary origin, issuing disclaimers and alternate wording in later performances. What lingers is the tension between intent and impact. A stark, minimal post-punk piece that keeps raising the same thorny question. Can a work's meaning survive its most provocative line? Question: when art cites literature but the title offends, should stations judge intent or audience reaction? A global hit with a children's choir chanting, "We don't need no education," was never just a hook. It was a rallying cry. In 1980, after students in apartheid South Africa adopted it for protests, the government banned the track. A pop single had crossed from radio to street politics, and the state tried to shut it down. The irony is sharp. A song about resisting dehumanizing systems became a tool to resist a dehumanizing system. The ban didn't erase it. It amplified its meaning. Decades later, that groove, lean, menacing, unforgettable, still feels like a classroom door being kicked open. Question: is this the most effective protest chorus ever to top the charts? Or does its power come from the moment it met?
Hey, Rocklore community. Before we continue, let's have a real talk for a second, bro. You know, this isn't just a channel to us. And I hope it's not just a place you come to watch a video and then forget about it. This is a community. It's a place where we get to dig up the secrets of rock and roll, share our favorite riffs, and celebrate the artists who maybe didn't get the love they deserved. Right now, only about 1% of our viewers are subscribed. We can change that together and grow this community. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button with the notification bell on. When you do, you're not just helping a channel grow. You're becoming a member of the Rocklore family. You're signaling to us and to YouTube that these stories matter, that this music is worth preserving, and that this community is a place you want to be. Subscribing is your way of making sure you're always in the loop. It means you'll be the first to know when we unearth a forgotten legend, drop a new countdown, or dive into a piece of rock history you've never heard before. So if you're a true fan of the lore, if you get that same feeling of discovery that I do, then come join us. It takes 1 second to be a part of something bigger.
This wasn't just a single, it was a cultural thunderclap. Released during the Silver Jubilee, the Sex Pistols aimed a sneer at polite Britain and got a nationwide clampdown in return. The BBC refused to play it. Some chains refused to stock it. A riverboat performance on the Thames turned into headlines and arrests.
God take the queen, we're the poison in a human machine. We're the future, your
And yet the song roared through the country anyway, lodged at the sharp end of the charts, and carved punk into public consciousness. The lasting lesson is simple. When power tries to silence a record that speaks to a generation, it usually only turns up the volume. Question: would God Save the Queen be as legendary without the ban, or did the ban make the myth? The journey doesn't end here, rock warrior. Watch this next.